Roger Hoover, now please be joined by somebody we used to have on the show all the time, but now he's off to the National Football League as a defensive assistant for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. That's, of course, our former sideline reporter, Rashad Johnson, a two-time Alabama captain. And Rashad, roll tide. It's good to see you again. How's everything going in Tampa?
Roll Tide, Roger, man. It's good to see you as well, family. So excited to be back on the network. But things are going great in Tampa, man. My family loves it. The kids love the beach. And I love what I'm doing. You know, opportunity to be around some familiar faces. I played for Coach Bowles out in Arizona and getting a chance to work for him and that staff. My former secondary coach, Kevin Ross, Nick Rapone, some former teammates, Larry Foote. So it's just been, it's been exciting just to get opportunity, to use my experiences and give back to, a lot of young men that's chasing their dreams. So really excited about the opportunity that I've had and opportunity, that I'm in right now.
Well, we're certainly excited for you. The last game you worked with us was the national championship game between Alabama and Georgia. Kind of take us through what happened after that to lead you back to the NFL.
Yeah. So after that game, I was looking forward to coming back, having another great season with you guys, living in Atlanta as a father, training some athletes along the side with my business partner, Gerard Powers, and Jawan Simpson. And, I got an opportunity. Larry Foote, a guy that I played for and played with, I'm sorry, not played for, but I played with in the Arizona Cardinals. He's the defensive coordinator here for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And he reached out. Hey, man, I know you were at Alabama doing some things. I know you kind of stepped away doing the radio now. But obviously, I think you would be a great asset, to our staff. Why don't you come down and, do the Bill Walsh internship that the NFL offers? And I was like, you know what? I think I'm going to give it a shot. I had been out, the mix of coaching for about 2 years at that point, year and a half. So I was like, let's do it. I was ready to kind of jump back into doing a little bit more than what I had been doing. And it just worked out. I was planning on coming down from July just for camp and then coming back to Atlanta. And before I knew it, camp was over. It went by super fast. And Coach Bowles called me into his office, said, everything went great. And, how would it work if I were to stay, for the rest of the year? And I told him, let's do it. So they offered me a contract. It's been great. I worked with the inside linebackers last year as a defensive assistant. This year, I'm getting an opportunity to move back to the back end. So I'm working with the nickels specifically this year. So it's been a lot of fun, just learning a lot, gaining a lot of wisdom, a lot of great guys, just trying to compete for a championship.
That's outstanding. Well, as we talked about a lot when we were covering the Crimson Tide, you talked about how even the game had changed since you and John Parker had played. How about the NFL? Since you had been a player in the NFL to now being an assistant coach, how much has the NFL kind of changed even in those few years?
Yeah, oh man, it's the college game. It is transitioned, to the NFL. We see it every week. This new, the RPO, the outside, screen game which is now the new toss sweep. So athletic quarterbacks, it's all transcending up, to the NFL. A lot of these guys are doing it in high school, playing in the same system. And these coordinators are now just transitioning up as the game and the coaches are getting younger. There's more new schemes and just different things that are coming, but it's been fun. It's been fun to be around, an opportunity to see, how these offenses are ran, some of the things and schemes that they like to do, what they're trying to see the defense in so they can get those, those plays on the perimeter and different things. So it's definitely changed a little bit since I was in the league, two backs, power O, run game. Now we're going to fake it to the running back and just throw it out to the flats and let this wide receiver, do his thing out on the perimeter. So the game has definitely changed quite a bit. But at the end of the day, it's 11 guys, keep perimeters on it, run and hit as a defensive player. Ain't much of that change.
Absolutely. Well, I know you're keeping tabs on the Crimson Tide. Alabama off to a 1-1 start this year. Have you been able to watch much of the secondary and see how a young guy like Caleb Downs is fitting in at the safety spot?
Yeah, man, I have. I heard that name a lot. Had an opportunity to talk to Caleb, along his journey. Glad he chose the University of Alabama. Great fit for him. And I mean, he fits the pedigree. I mean, you watch him play. He's smart. He's got great instincts. That I think it was a screen or a slant early in the Texas game, man, made a huge hit. And his impact is being felt, So I think he's going to be a guy that's going to, only transcend up. As he gets more comfortable, he gets more vocal. That secondary is only going to get better. We have some younger guys, playing there, but he's doing a tremendous job. Definitely a guy that we'll be seeing playing on Sundays. And we definitely got a special talent there.
And then what about at the cornerback positions with Kool-Aid, McKinstry, Terry, and Arnold? What do you like about what they're doing?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I love what I'm watching and seeing. You know, guys are competing. Obviously, had a little bit of a rough outing against Texas. You know, as I was looking at it, you know, a couple explosive plays on the back end. You always want to find a way to keep the ball in front of you so you can rally up, make those tackles. Don't let the ball go over your head as a DB. That's something that you pride yourself on. And those guys will learn from, you know, those small mistakes and things that they had there. It's never a loss. It's always a lesson. You know, we're always going to have an opportunity to learn from it and grow in it. And a DB, the biggest thing for us is it's the next play. And that's what I see from those guys. You know, they can go out, make a big play, and they can forget it and continue to play the next play. And that's the most important thing, you know, as a defensive back. You're not always going to be perfect. There's going to be plays that are going to be made, and ours is a little bit, you know, a little bit escalated than a normal player, because if a D lineman's out of a gap, you know, it just runs for 10. But if we miss it, it's a touchdown. So we have to have that short-term memory. And I love what I'm seeing from those guys, especially what I'm hearing. I heard Kool-Aid on an interview earlier this week just talking about, you know, the time is now. You know, no championship is won in week 2 or lost in week 2. And he's telling the truth. You know, we have a long stretch ahead of us, a lot of SEC ball games in front of us, and some great football teams. So if we go out and rally and play the way that we want to play and capable of playing, you know, we'll be right back where we want to be when the season's all said and done. But you just got to tip your hats to a great Texas team, great athletes. It isn't like those guys aren't, you know, 5 stars and 4 stars on that end too. And we all know what Sark can do, man. Just a tremendous offensive mind. And I think they did a great job with their game plan coming in.
Well, the Crimson Tide this week really excited to get down to Tampa to take on USF, and literally your home stadium, Raymond James Stadium, where the Bucks call home. Just what should Tide fans expect as they make way to Tampa? Anything we should check out when we're in town on Friday and Saturday?
Oh yeah, no doubt. Tampa's beautiful. There's beaches around here. I know people can like, let's go to Clearwater. There's a local beach that's not far. You can kind of go to it. It's Picnic Island. That's the south side of Tampa. And there's another one called Ben Davis Beach where you can just sit out there, beautiful views. Just a tremendous place to be. And if you looking for a lot of eateries and just a cool place to kind of sit and chill, there's this warehouse building that they've gutted. Tons of food, tons of entertainment, and a great green space to where you can just see the city and relax, called Armature Works. Got to go to Armature Works. So Tampa has a lot of things, you know, for people to be outdoors and enjoy themselves. And, you know, being from Alabama, country guys and gals like we are, we love the outdoors. So this is the perfect place for the Tide. And it's a place that loves football. And they also love the Tide. I see a lot of Alabama flags, a lot of Alabama stickers around here. So it's definitely transcended all the way to South Florida. You know, so it's going to be a lot of fun when you guys get here, enjoy Raymond James Stadium, and come out with a dub.
That's the plan. Well, Rashad Johnson, we miss you, of course, roaming the sidelines and hanging out with us on the Crimson Tide Sports Network. But again, we're thrilled for the success you're having in the NFL, the Tampa Bay Bucks. Just thank you for joining us, giving us a little scouting report on Tampa. We'll definitely take those recommendations to heart. But all the best to you, Rashad. Roll Tide.
No doubt. Thank you, Roger. You guys get out here, man. Y'all better hit me up. Look forward to seeing y'all.